Hello and welcome to today's lesson whereby we are testing for the presence of anions or negatively charged ions. We have four. We have chloride ions, we have sulfate and sulfate ions, and we have carbonate and hydrogen carbonate ions, and we have nitrate ions. Those are the mostly tested anions in the lab. So we are going to test these for the presence of the anions in here, and we are starting with this chemical here, which is used to test for the presence of anions. It's called barium nitrate. So let me dissolve a bit of barium nitrate in water. So my barium nitrate is ready, and we wish to test if there is barium nitrate, if there is the kind of anions which are in here. So into my portion, I have my portion here, into my portion, and about 3 drops, and about 3 drops of barium nitrate. So I add them here. See? 1, 2, 3. White precipitates. You don't have even to shake. That is enough. Remember, it is only in sodium hydroxide and ammonia where we add in excess. The rest of the tests, we just use few drops as in this one. So, if my sample turned white, it means there is a possibility of sulfate ions, sulfite ions, carbonate ions if I am using barium nitrates. If I am using barium nitrates, then the 3 anions are possibly in here. That is sulfate ions, sulfite ions, and carbonate ions. How do you differentiate between sulfate ions and sulfite ions in the sample? Remember, sulfite ions are decomposed by any acid. So if this one was acidified, you are told that this is acidified barium nitrate and it gives you white precipitate, then that is sulfate ions are present. Simply because the acid will always decompose the sulfate ions and the carbonate ions. Similarly, you can be asked to add barium nitrate followed by drops of acetic acid. Like here, I have sulfuric acid. Let me add sulfuric acid in here. 1, 2, 3, and then shake, and then the white precipitate still remains. If it remains, it means whatever is in here is not sulfites and it's not carbonates. So if you are told to add an acid and the white precipitate still remains, then that is sulfate ions present. Always remember, barium nitrate tests for, if barium nitrate turns white, it tests for sulfates, sulfites, and carbonates. But if you are using acidified barium nitrate and it turns white, sulfate ions only are present. Should you be asked to add both the barium nitrate and acid, then you are acidifying the barium nitrate, and if it remains white, then that is sulfate ions present only. Remember to separate your ions using commas and write your symbols, your chemical symbols properly to avoid being penalized.